Hello, my name is Paul, and this is my 1996 Jaguar XJR6, which I'm currently about to sell. I thought I would give an intro to it, and I could go over a few more details on it here on the video than just the pictures I snapped. So let's do a quick walk around the outside. So the paint on here is original. It does have a gold leaper on it, and this gold pin striping on the side is just removable pin striping, which can be removed if you don't like it. The paint's pretty original. It has 2 new tires on it within the last 6 months. It also has new brakes all around within the last 6 months. It has tinted windows, as you can see. Here's the right rear door where there's some damage. It's been like that since I got this 6+ years ago now. And the reason is, I guess, as you know, this is an XJR6, and here in North America, finding the longer doors for the more foot space that the Van den Plas has is rare. Because the longer, the Van den Plas ones are what's more common here in North America. So at least there are more of them, so you get more parts. But I never found this door, and this damage was on it when I got it 6+ years ago, and I was looking for a door, but shipping an intact door over from the UK or elsewhere in the world was very cost prohibitive. So the antenna, that antenna is sticking up. It's not the power antenna. I installed that because you'll see I put a Bluetooth radio in it, and when you have a Bluetooth radio, you normally keep the radio on all the time. So instead of the antenna cycling every time it has the ignition, for a while I did have the original antenna in there, but it was always breaking. So it never lasted me more than 6 to 8 months without a new shaft. But I do have 2 mechanisms which the shaft can be replaced on, that can go with the car. As you can see, the paint is original everywhere. Paint's pretty faded in some places, like on the left front fender here and the top of the hood. And paint is definitely faded on the roof too. But we'll show you the engine bay real quick, and I'll explain what's currently wrong. I currently have a K&N air filter in it. I never had a problem with the map sensor getting dirty, but then again, I always took it apart and cleaned it fairly often, just to make sure it was clean, to give the car the best performance. It also has HID headlights, not projector headlights, just HIDs with the cutoffs in there. So with how low this car is compared to most modern cars, it's never blinded anybody at night. So, but it does give you good night visibility. So by the way, the other thing to mention about this car, other than in the last 6 months it getting new brakes, the brakes on here are slotted, are drilled and slotted. They're the brake net with the ceramic pads. So also this car has the I believe it was UK Powerhouse or Powerhouse UK upgraded pulley for the supercharger, which is on there, and the pump, the intercooler pump was also upgraded on this. So what's happened in the last month was my lower coolant hose, which the nickname for apparently is the Octopus hose, had a leak right around the back of where it goes above the back of the alternator. So I did that job of replacing it. I finished that job just about 2 weeks ago, and it took me about 20 man hours because my size hands are double extra large size hands, so I had to do everything by the book in order to replace it. So the whole belt system came off, everything here all came out, everything including the supercharger mount, and dismounting the alternator, all just to replace it. I did replace it, and things looked good for 2 days, and then 2 days later it sprung a leak again in the same place on the replacement hose. So I guess it was a quality issue, but as it took me about 20 man hours to fix, I've decided that I do not want to do 20 man hours of work again to replace it. So in another 6 months I would, but as these cars are somewhat, these older Jaguars at least, are mobile running museum pieces in a certain sense, if they are running, and I generally believe in using it, with the exception of not using it during the winter, since I live here in the Northeast in Connecticut, and part of the thought process here is that this never got used during the winter. If there was ice, snow, or even too much rain, it never got used, because that's what the American SUVs are for. So this always stayed inside in the garage, covered. So in the 6 years I've had it, it's never been exposed to any serious winter weather, because I never wanted to expose the car to that. So so that's everything to know under the hood. And then I'll show you what's in the trunk real quick, so you can see there. So here in the trunk you'll see two amplifiers. Those are both LaPlante amplifiers. Actually, one day early 2022, I'd say, the main amplifier that was in here blew. The radio stopped working about the time that I originally got it, so the radio was replaced, but these amplifiers got replaced. So while we're here in the trunk, I'll show you. That's the oil I run it on, the 10W40 high mileage. I do run it on the full synthetic, but it is the 10W40. The reason I do run on the mobile one is kind of, at least around here, the mobile one is easier to get in a 5-quart container, which saves just a little bit of money when you're buying oil, as opposed to buying each one a quart at a time like that. And this does have the Bilstein aftermarket shocks on here for the XJR6. So I installed those when I got it. They've probably been on here 4 or 5 years now, I'd say. So and then I do not have the original keys for it, as I guess a lot of us don't when the remote stops working. However, I do have 2 of these because aftermarket system was wired in, and it does unlock the doors, and it pops the trunk too. And this is a Bluetooth one in which you can install an app on your phone and lock and unlock and pop the trunk from your phone also. So current mileage on it is nearly 190,000, 189,682,000 miles. Clock actually works, although the radio says the time. I repaired that, say, about 1.5 years ago now is when I last repaired that. The seats are kind of worn. inside. The driver's seat obviously is probably the most worn, as is usual, but never found replacement seats here in the US either, so I guess these seats would have to get repaired. We'll start it up real quick. We're not going to run it for too long because it has a coolant leak, but you can see the power up there. Starts nice and smooth. Yeah, again, it's just the coolant leak. Right now it goes through about 1.5 gallons every 20 minutes. So the AC does work in here, does blow nice and cold. I recharged that. Last recharged that probably 2 years ago now, so it's been holding. This up here is a DVR. So when I got this damage here was done already, and it was from the original auto dimming mirror, which is on here behind it, but it had leaked its fluid out, and the fluid had leaked down onto this and ate away at it. That same fluid also destroyed the original switch for the sports mode and the normal transmission mode. So I guess it is all there is about to say on it, other than the only other thing I'll mention is the fuel pump on here. I changed about 3 years ago. I changed the main fuel pump, so that whole job was done. And the only other thing I'll mention that may be of interest is obviously the original subwoofer on the rear shelf had blown a long time ago, and because this is not the Van Plas or the L with the extra footroom here in the back, you're never going to stuff full 3-size adults in here, at least here in America. So that is a custom built subwoofer enclosure which I built, and this just stays down, but it sounds really good with this stereo system in here no matter what kind of music you're playing. And I guess the last thing I wanted, and I should mention, this DVR is front and rear recording all the time. There's a little camera right at the back, right there. So it records what's behind you and what's in front of you. And anytime you're driving, it comes on with the ignition and just does its thing. I guess I've found in the past a lot of people do stupid things when it comes to Jaguars, or people always want to be in front of Jaguars or stuff like that, no matter how gracefully you're driving it. So, but anyway, the ceiling does have a few of the push pins. The reason I went with the push pins on this one is because on a previous Jaguar that I had, also a 1996 Van Plas in the past, I did go through the whole job of taking this whole ceiling liner down and the backing and redoing it and putting it back up, and wow, that was a big one. So this is just some push pins all around in various spots, which the camera isn't showing too well, and anyway, I'm not going to run this for too long, but I am going to put it back in the garage bay now and show you the one last cool thing about this. So I'm going to turn on the headlights here and pull it into its garage bay. As you can see there, they're pretty bright already. Please pardon my rough looking garage, but I do actually work on stuff in here. So, and the other thing to show you is that I don't know if you can see it. I think you can see it pretty well, but all these lighting on the back lights are blue instead of green. The reason is these are all LEDs. Most of the dash lights were blown when I got it, and I went through and put LEDs in. Obviously these can be replaced, but these are all LEDs here, which are blue. You can see there too, that one is blue. as well as on the speed control. And as you can see, everything up there is all LEDs on the ventilation controls. So, and that's the Pioneer radio. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys a quick video of all this, and I hope somebody out there is interested in purchasing the car. Thank you and goodbye.